So we're back, and joining me today in the studio, I've got Nathan Hellenbrand from the marketing department. He's here today to help us with some of our stories that we're going to be talking about. And then also, here's a friendly face that's good to see again. Dan, welcome back to Show Point today.
It's good to be back, Lynn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you just got over your hip surgery.
Yes, got a new left hip.
Well, good for you. Bionic man now.
Yeah, I got a match pair now, so, I should be good to go.
Well, that's good. That's good. Well, we really missed you while you were gone, and it's really great to have you back.
Thanks.
So actually today we're talking a little bit about a story, something that's happening tomorrow, and it's right up your alley. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
It's all about arthritis, which was the cause of my issue, and it's caused a lot of issues for folks, as we get a little older, the arthritis catches up with us, some might have some of those genes that get into our hips, our hands, or other parts of your joints and so forth. And so what Lee Memorial Health has a program with a woman named Sharon Krispinski, who's going to be coming and talking about arthritis and some of the things that can be done to deal with the condition, dietary things that can be done to help with inflammation, these kinds of issues. And so she's going to be coming, and Lee Health has so many of these great programs, and this is yet another one that we can take advantage of.
So that's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be in the Social Center, and that's going to be
10:15.
10:15. Yep. Okay, great. And that's part of our Wellness Connection. And Michelle brings in some top-notch speakers for our residents to enjoy. And I think that topic, as you said, is just so pertinent.
Right. And there's so many things that can be done. Obviously, joint replacement, that's kind of extreme, but like in my case, wow, it's a miracle, So, but there are other things too. There's shots, there's other therapies, there's just so many things. So, don't suffer in silence. Learn and get some help.
The title of her program is Osteoarthritis. Join us for
the journey. Yeah, how clever is that?
Yeah, so anyway, so tomorrow at 10:15 in the Social Center. And there is sign up available, so if they have more questions, they should probably just contact one of the resident service desks. Good. Now, Nathan, one of the reasons we wanted to have you on today is you're in the office that's right next to Center Court, out in the Woodlands. A lot of construction's been going on, and they recently completed a big portion of that new amenity. Tell us a little bit about it.
What have you been seeing out there?
Well, they've got a few courts out there now. The pickleball courts have been recently constructed, and now tomorrow on Tuesday at 10 a.m. at the Island, they'll be having a few sessions with experts here at Shell Point that will help the more beginner pickleball players.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And they will, kind of help them, coach them along, and introduce them to the sport.
I think this is great because there are some folks here at Shell Point who are really, as you said, experts. They've gotten really good at playing. And so it can be a little intimidating, I think, for some residents who are interested in the game, but they maybe have never played. So
it's been a little tight, too, with only one court that we've had for the last, and now with 5. I think we're going to have a pickleball explosion around here.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. So basically, they're going to be here on the island, and what time are they going to be at the court here on the island?
10 a.m.
At 10.
Yep.
So anyone who's interested in learning a little bit about how to play the game and a demonstration of it, maybe get a chance to play a little bit and learn some of the techniques. And this is actually leading up to, in April, we're going to have talk about experts, 2 folks who are coming in, and one of them is a national champion in pickleball, and they're going to be giving a workshop for our residents. And so I think the idea here is Michelle wanted to make sure that if there was anybody who was a beginner, they had an opportunity to learn a little bit more before they came to the workshop. So there are actually going to be 3 of these sessions. The first one's tomorrow at 10, and then there'll be one the following week, and then one the following week after that.
It is such a popular game in all across the country, really, especially in senior communities. And it looks like tennis, but it's a little deceiving because everything's on a smaller scale, and the ball doesn't go as fast or as far. So what it does, it eliminates lots of the running.
Which is great.
And eliminates lots of the really hard on your joints.
The starting and stopping.
Tennis, you got to be a real athlete to play tennis. In this pickleball, it's sort of I was telling my wife about it the other day. It's sort of halfway between ping pong and tennis. You know, I mean, really, it sounds crazy because you're outside and it's big, but really, in some ways, it has a lot more in common with ping pong than tennis because the movement is a lot more limited. So it's great for those of us who don't move quite as good as we used to, you know.
Sure.
But you still get exercise, you still
Oh,
get outside,
absolutely.
you know, get to be with your
Absolutely.
friends. So it's
competitive, and it
it's, and
is
it's
just
fun.
a lot of fun.
I tried it a while
Yeah.
back, you know, when we first got the first pickleball court, and we did a story, and I thought I could like this.
It's a great game. Well, I hope folks come out tomorrow to see more about that. And then also tomorrow we've got one more class that they should be aware of, and that's the Tai Chi Cha.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's a class that they put on that basically is a lot less strenuous.
You know, when I was I spent some time in Taiwan years ago, and every morning in all the parks and like fronts of company, everybody's out doing Tai Chi. Everybody does that at the beginning of their day. I mean, like thousands of people. It's super popular, but it looks so complicated because there's all these moves and it goes and it goes and it goes. But the Tai Chi thing, there's only 20 of those moves. Bev Chanley, our own Bev that is certified to teach it and everything, she was telling us about it. It's only 20 moves. It's way simpler, and you get a lot of the same benefits
And more gentle movement. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a great class. That's happening tomorrow at 4:15 to 5:15, and that's in the Health Club on the island. So those are some programs that are happening tomorrow. We've got a couple of stories today on this show that I think residents are going to really enjoy. One is a recap of the quilt show. The quilt show was fantastic. There were over 100 quilts. The turnout was tremendous. And we had an opportunity to go down and talk to some of the quilters and organizers of the show, and we'll have a lot of information about that. And then also we want to make sure that residents know that the Legacy is putting on a really interesting presentation. It's called What's Hot and What's Not, Current Trends and Prices in the Art, Jewelry, Antiques, and Auction Market. And they are bringing in an expert on Wednesday, March the 15th, to give a presentation at 10 o'clock in the Grand Cypress Room. Now, this woman, Kristen Vaughn is her name. She's the director of the Naples Regional Office for Leslie Hindem Auctioneers, but she comes with a huge background. She came out of Chicago. She has a very significant background in auctions and antique dealing and things like that. So she's going to bring a wealth of information. And I think residents have, you know, an interest in this because a lot of them, although they've downsized, many of them, as they've come in and said, I don't need all this, I don't need all that, but they may have that one special antique or that one piece of jewelry from an estate that maybe was passed down in their family, and they're just a little curious of, well, okay, how much is this worth? Even if it's just for the purpose of making sure you insure it properly. But that will be a fascinating program, and the Legacy is sponsoring that, and we've got a little clip later in today's show that'll talk more about that.
Cool.
So those are just some of the programs that are going on in the next day or two, and we just want to make sure that residents know about them. And stay tuned. There's much more in today's show, and we hope you enjoy it. And as I said before, don't forget to check Channel 14 for all of the information about the happenings today.